For the second and final time this season, the Gatorade Cup Series drivers head road course racing here at Road America for the running of the Speedco 330. We'll see how these 42 drivers handle this 4-mile road course in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the 18th race of the final Gatorade Cup Series season. On pole, the best place to be at a road course, Anthony Ness in the 48. Beside him in second, Zachary DeLello in the 52. Then starting in third, we have Noah Clifton. In fourth, it's Griffin Lynn. And to complete the top five, it's Jonathan Buford in the 24. Then in sixth place, his teammate Jeff Bright, the 9. Starting seventh, we have TJ Hanley. Jay Randall will start in eighth. In ninth place, it's Code Luigi. And Ryan Wilson in the 32 completes the top 10. Back behind them, Brandon Mill in the 14, and beside him, Laura Chung in the 66. Then we have Eli Bright in the 88 and the 38 of Andrew Miller. Then there's Chris Jericho, Toyota teammate Conrad Evans joins him on row number 8. Then there's Riley Swirly and Marshall Burrow in the 21, with Max Anderson and then Sebastian Kukulon in the 42, along with Riley Sampson and Malachi Rodriguez. Then we have Baby Ruiz and Antonin Charbonneau in the 96. There's the points leader, Jake Gowie, starting back a little bit further in the field. Beside him, Derek Campbell in the 15. Then we have Keegan Thompson in the 41 and the 43 of Keyshawn Richardson, with Evan Hunter in the 11 and the 20 of Max Rossi, his teammate. Then we have Anderson Reed and Jose Mills, with Jordan Stout and the 1 of Justin Zidell. Then we have Samet Oskin and Ross McMorola, Levi Jones the 4 and the 2 of Luke Brainy. Then there's Diego Yepes and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And in the final row, rounding out the field, Bron Smittick and Barrett Longwell share the last row here at Road America. So there's the starting lineup for the Speedco 330 here at Road America. Let's go on track set for 13 laps of action and get this race fired up with the starting command.
Drivers, start your engines.
The 42 cars fire up and rolling for 13 laps here at Road America. One of the crazier road courses in the United States. One of the longest as well. 4 miles in length, 14 corners. We'll see who can navigate it just right to get to victory lane after 13 laps of the Speedco 330. It's Anthony Ness and Zachary DeLello on the front row. Definitely the best place to be at Road America. Track position means a lot, but also we can see winners come from further back inside the top 10, maybe even outside the top 10 if the race is crazy enough. Up the long hill to take the green flag. Hernandez and DeLello pacing the field just over 55 miles an hour as they rise and crest the hill to see the green flag. And the final Gatorade Cup Series Road America race. Race number 18 of the final Gatorade Cup Series season is underway. Green flag is in the air. Great start for Zachary DeLello. He gets beside Hernandez and ahead of him as they race down towards turn 3. DeLello on the inside, Hernandez on the outside. As the pack tries to get through, Jeff Bright's up to third. Battle for fourth. Jay Randall gets it from Griffin Lynn. 3 wide as some others move out trying to get some spots like Ryan Wilson on Jonathan Buford and Noah Clifton. Hanley and Cole Luigi trying to get up here as well. They're 3 wide down this long straightaway. And heavy braking zone, over 170 miles an hour into this braking zone, where they'll go down to about 60. Even less if you're in the pack. There you can see that 3 wide as everyone tries to filter through one of the heavy braking corners of this racetrack. Still 3 wide as they come up under the bridge and make a left-hander. Wilson off track. He's getting close with Buford and also Code Luigi in the 54. Luigi backs out. Clifton going wide as 2 Hendrick cars trying to chase down Zachary DeLello, who leads this race. Laura Chung getting into in the 66. Winner of the last race out, Chicagoland. She's trying to get aggressive with TJ Hanley. Eli Bright's trying to come through the field. He's trying to get by Brandon Beal in the 14. Also trying to keep Andrew Miller at bay in the 38. Around the outside, Clifton trying to get back by Ryan Wilson. The 32 gets that spot up to 6th place. Reynolds at the 4th. Lynn is back to 5th. Here's the battle for 7th. Clifton on the outside. Buford on the inside. And Clifton able to keep the spot through the kink. The outside of the kink definitely the place to be. You can see that's Hanley and others fall off pace because they're on the inside through that corner. We had a run. He'll take it now. Looking to the inside of Jonathan Buford right here. Another heavy braking corner, Canada corner right there. Code Luigi trying to get the spot from Buford. Up towards the front, Griffin Lynn trying to get under attack on Jay Rando. As through the final corner, DeLello a little bit wider. Hernandez and Jeff Bright better through the corner. Zachary DeLello and Hernandez are side by side to the first lap of the Speedco 330. On the outside, DeLello inside Hernandez. Leader of the first lap is going to be Zachary DeLello. in the 52. Hernandez trying to keep it down there to have a shot turn one on the inside. And DeLello, I think, is clear of Hernandez and just is clear of the 48. Great move by DeLello to get clear right there. Now Hernandez and Jeff Wright, can they go into turn 3 right here? Hernandez really misses the corner, goes off into the grass, and Jeff Wright's up to second. Rando looks for third down the 53. Second and points is moving towards the front. There goes Rando. Got that spot. Ryan Wilson trying to come with him, and here's Griffin Lynn back into it. Now for 8th, Beeford back by Kobuchu Lorchung inside the top 10. They have Andrew Miller just outside the top 10. Brandon Beal moving up by TJ and leaving some others, as they did not have great starts to the lap. There's Eli Bright trying to get by Sebastian Kukulan. Chris Jericho right behind, maybe giving a bump to the 42, trying to move him up the racetrack. It does send him a little wide. Spurgeon looking out with Conrad Evans for a spot. The 95 under attack from the 8. Hanley now trying to gain a spot off Brandon Beal in the 14, but so far that attempt thwarted, as there's where the 48 is falling. Anthony is now back to 5th place behind Ryan Wilson and Jay Rando, and Jeff Wright pressuring Zach DeLello out in front here at Road America. Battle for 4th. Wilson and Hernandez getting close, but if Anthony cannot complete this pass by the time they get to the kink, the 40 is going to have a tough time on the inside. Right there, he's not clear. Wilson got the run, and Anthony Hernandez might lose that 5th spot to Griffin Lynn as they go through the kink. Very hard to go through their side-by-side. The guy on the inside, you see Hernandez now losing all sorts of time as Lynn looks up by him. But for the lead, Jeff Wright is right there on DeLello, trying to pressure him into a mistake. The longtime veteran of the Gatorade Cup Series and past champion, Jeff Wright's right there, and a look into the inside on the 52. And becomes the outside for turn 13 right here. If Jeff can keep it there, though, which I don't think he's going to be able to, if he could have kept it there, DeLello would have been in the wrong position for 14. But he even messes turn 14 up. Jeff Wright flies to the inside trying to get the spot. Jeff Wright, though, didn't get the run off the corner off turn 14 up the hill. DeLello able to keep the lead for now. Jeff Wright, though, is right there trying to get back into the draft and use that draft to get a run into turn 1. Behind it's a logjam with Clifton and Hernandez. Buford looking out Griffin Lynn for 6th. Coluigi watching on the 54 is looking for a solid day to try and get up inside the top 20 in points. Now watch for turn 3. Being up behind a guy this close could hurt Jeff Wright. And it did. It's going to lose him second, possibly to Rando. There goes the 53 to P2. Now to Rick Ware 1-2 with Rando up to second. Jeff Wright may lose third to Ryan Wilson. And look at this mess. Laura Chung get by Griffin Lynn, who really messed up. I think Coluigi there is losing spots. Miller got by the 54, and here comes Brandon Beal trying to get by the 54. Conrad Evans trying to get away from the pack behind like TJ Hanley. Brownlee Spirit to Eli Bright. There's Malachi Rodriguez and Sebastian Kuklon, the 42, also back there. Griffin Lynn playing a defensive line to teammate Andrew Miller, who might have had a shot to look out low, but Lynn protected the bottom lane to keep the 38 at bay behind him. So Bright did lose third to Ryan Wilson. Now Jay Rando going to try and be the one to challenge his teammate DeLello to get the lead. DeLello starts second in this race, but has led every lap so far from that front row starting spot. Clifton trying to keep 5th as Anthony Nash tries to get up to him. His teammate John Buford currently in 7th just behind him. So this has been a good day for Hendrick Motorsports. 3 of their cars running inside the top 10. Their other Eli Bright's just outside the top 15, so it's not too bad for Hendrick here today. All 4 of the cars currently inside the top 16. Battle for second, heating up. Jay Rando has it. Ryan Wilson has a run and wants it down to the inside into Canada corner. Ryan Wilson a good run. Buford behind, also trying to get a spot on teammate Hernandez. That's 6th and 7th as Buford will get to 6th. Now Chung won 7th from the 48. And Rando down to the clutches of Jeff Bryce. DeLello's gotten to win the lead because of the battling back behind. Come back to 10 laps to go here in Road America. At the front, Wilson messes turn 14 from 2nd place. Here comes Jay Rando with the run back for 2nd. DeLello able to keep the lead in the 52 as Wilson and others climb the hill behind him. 10 laps to go in the Speedco 330 at Road America. Front few get away. Buford with a good run that lap up to 6th. Now the battle for 7th. Anthony Hernandez has it. Laura Chung, last race winner at Chicagoland, wants it down to turn 1. She'll get to the inside, trying to get by the 48 right here. I think she will. Oh, maybe not. Hernandez, great drive off the top of turn 1, and we get that spot back from Laura Chung. She dives in deep into turn 3, though. Oh, Lynn messed the corner up big time once again, so now he's going to lose even more spots. Down a spot to his teammate Miller. Brandon Beal, Conrad Evans, and others are coming up trying to get spots. It's a mess back behind the front 10 or so. Battle's on for 5th. Jonathan Buford gets it from Noah Clifton, so moving another Hendrick car closer to the front now, right behind his other teammate, Jeff Wright in the 9. As Ryan Wilson tries to gain on Zachary DeLello. Brando messed up the exit of that corner, and here comes Jeff Wright to run the 9 for 3rd place. also have to think about pit stops throughout this race. They could probably go about 8 to 10 laps of this 13-lap race, so they'll have to pit late in the going, and we'll see how it plays out from there when they do have to come down the pit lane. So the front 5, front 6 really gotten away. Then the biggest battle is back here just outside the top 10, like Colucci falling back into the clips, maybe Eli right there's Rodriguez, Riley Spruce falling back, Kukulon there, Max Ayers and Chris Jericho trying to get up into that. Maybe they're inside the top 20 currently. Some others back here going a little bit wider through the carousel. Most of the field currently single file, just waiting for some mistakes to happen in front as DeLello once again getting reeled in by second place Ryan Wilson. So I think for what we've seen here today so far in these first 4 laps, DeLello does not have the best car here, but has the track position, and the mistakes behind is enabling him to keep the lead for now. And that time he did really good through turn 14, getting down to the bottom. I think did better than Wilson behind, kind of messed it up, but stays within reach. But definitely Jay Rando got through the final corner, turn 14, a lot better than the car in front. 4 laps complete at Road America. Zach DeLello continues to lead from second starting spot. Wilson in second, Rando in third, Jeff Wright fourth, John Beeford fifth. They're running some of the fastest laps of the race here at the midpoint of this run. They have Clifton and Hernandez, Chung, Miller, and Lynn currently holding in spots inside the top 10. Brandon Bill just outside the top 10, maybe wanting to try and get a spot there. Everyone so far kind of being patient through turn 3, except for Brandon Beal. Goes a little bit wider back there. A little bit further back, some battles. Eli Bright losing spots to Kukulon and Spurley Tube. Rodriguez getting get by Colucci, who's on the fade back ever since the, about lap 3 or so. He was up inside the top 10, now falling to maybe outside the top 15 if he's not careful. Colucci not having a great run to this race. Battle for 10th, for 11th. Evans wants it from Brandon Beal, who has it. Front's getting tight for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Jeff Wright being caught by John Beeford, but he's catching Jay Reno and Ryan Wilson in front of him, as these two are still side by side. The 14 and the 95 looks like Brandon will be able to keep that 11th spot for now, as they'll return to the carousel soon. And there's the, mentioning the front of the field. DeLello's not too far away either, so right now everyone just kind of staying together, waiting to see who will make the biggest mistake of these front few. As currently DeLello leads, but Wilson is there, Rando is there, Jeff Wright and John Beeford are there. Not too far back, also Noah Clifton and Anthony Hernandez and Laura Chung and Andrew Miller and Griffin in the front turn are all pretty close together for a road course like this. As we could have a battle for 4th spot, Jeff Wright might be under 5 for Tim Beeford. There goes the 24 to the inside. Into Canada corner, and Rando all over the back of Wilson. Maybe give him a bump right there, and we'll get to the inside. 2 battles in 1. Rando for 2nd, and Beeford for 4th. I think Beeford's going to get that spot from his teammate, but Rando might have a harder time again by Ryan Wilson, and does. DeLello once again better into the final corner. Rando a big dive in turn 14 for 2nd. Wilson only loses ground to DeLello and holds up the cars behind. So Wilson able to keep 2nd. Rando now able to trying to hold on to 3rd, because here comes Jonathan Beeford the run in the draft in the 24. Jonathan Beeford's closing into turn 1. He's looking out. Here we go for 3rd place. Jonathan Beeford steaming through the field for 3rd. He goes on Rando. Oh, Rando got wide. Beeford's trying to get down to the inside. Here comes Jeff Bright in the 9 right behind them. Looking 3 wide into turn 3. There goes Jeff Bright all the way to the inside of the 9. He saw an opening. He took it down to the inside. Can he get the drive off? They're still looking 3 wide. Rando trying to clear the 24 and does. Now Beeford come back with a push from Jeff Bright. Here comes Noah Clifton trying to get spots in the 00. Clifton might get the most spots out of this. Just got by Jeff Bright, looking to get by Buford as well. It could get by Rando and all of it. Look at the contact made. Buford around the outside trying to get the spot. And does. Buford to P3. Clifton up inside the top 5 now. Jeff Bright under fire from teammate Hernandez, who backs up the field. And here comes Laura Chung in the 66 at Anthony Hernandez and grabs the spot away. Hernandez off into Griffin. Then he goes. Contact made. Crazy stuff. Just around the midpoint. Clifton's not done. He's going after Jay Rando now. 4th place for the 00. Jeff Bright's gonna have a hard time unless he gets by Rando right here. If he can clear him, he's fine. He's all but clear to the kink. I think great move by Jeff Bright to get clear in that situation. Look at Laura Chung going wide in the 66. She's gonna lose some time. Rando back at Jeff Bright. This is crazy for 5th place. Jeff Bright, Jay Rando trading blows back and forth. Little car off a little wide right there. I think it was Noah Clifton as Rando gets back by to 5th place. Strong move out of the 53 right there. Once again, DeLello and Wilson down to the bottom in turn 14. Everyone doing just that. They try and keep their spots. Jeff Bright really good through turn 14. Gains a little bit right there on Ryan Wilson. Griffin Lynn trying to get by Laura Chung and does do just that. And here comes Andrew Miller getting by Anthony Hernandez. Brandon Beal watching on is still stuck in that 11th spot. Battle for 12th is Cole Luigi and TJ Hanley go at two longtime veterans and champions of the Gatorade Cup Series. Griffin Lynn trying to get by Laura Chung for 7th place. Chung sends it deep on the outside but can't hold the spot. And here comes Andrew Miller, Griffin Lynn's teammate. Miller's going to get that spot. 8th place. Chung messed up the corner and could lose more. Hernandez also messed up. Beal gets inside the top 10, maybe looking for 9th. Yeah, so he got to 10th, now he's up to 9th. Got by Laura Chung as well. Great move for Brandon Beal right there. 2-for-1 deal. Back up to the front. Wilson closing back in on Zachary DeLello. Ran about 4/10 faster than the 52 the last time. So he's closing in. Battle for 3rd is on. Noah Clifton showing the speed of that 00. Trying to get by the 24 of Jonathan Buford for 3rd place. Oh, but now he has his hands full of Jay Randall in the 53 for 4th. Clifton sending it deep and get the spot before he has to go around the outside of the carousel. Oh, Rando and Clifton are going to be side by side through the carousel, and Rando's the inside lane, but Clifton might have the run. Yeah, Clifton got into the carousel really well, and I think he's going to keep that spot. Yeah, Rando's going to try and fight the inside, but you don't want to do that here. The Kink's just going to mess him up. He might lose 5th if he's not careful. So, yeah, wisely got him behind him. If he went in there side by side with Clifton, he would have probably lost 5th place to Jeff Bright. So now, it's just a 2-car breakaway for the lead, and really, the only way it's going to be any more than these 2 cars is if they start battling or pit stops don't go their way. So if DeLello and Wilson start balancing each other down, then 3rd on back and closing. But if that doesn't happen, it's a 2-car race between DeLello and Wilson. Wilson really good through turn 14. Gained on the 52 in that draft up the straightaway. Only going to help him more. Battle for 5th. Rando had it. Jeff Bright gets it off turn 14. Great run for the 9, but Rando gets the run off the corner and keeps 5th and also uses the draft up in front to help him keep that. Yeah, great job by Randall right there. Just playing defense right there. Andrew Miller, Brandon Beal, Laura Chung, 8th, 9th, 10th. Right behind Anthony as an 11th. Beal with Miller with the big push from Chung. Gets by Brandon Beal. Wilson closing in. Battle for 3rd. Oh, look at the 00 went wide. The 9 went wide as well in the battle for 5th. Good lose that spot to Lynn. So back to 7th for Jeff Bright. Lynn up to 6th. And then the battle for 4th, Jay Rando gets by Noah Clifton with that mistake. And at the front, Wilson right onto the back of Zachary DeLello now for the race lead. So once again, these two could be going at it. Pit stops looming ahead. This has been great stuff though here at Road America for sure. These fans are getting their money's worth. A little bit further back, there's some battling like Riley Butcher trying to go away from his teammate Rodriguez and Max Anderson. Eli Bright's fallen behind that with Baby Ruiz in front of him. Riley Sampson just behind him. We have Jose Mills. There's where Jericho is in the 18. Burrell and Richardson. There's Kukulan, Oskin Hamill, Keegan Thompson and Max Rossi. Zidell, Hunter. There's Minnick and Anderson Reed, Jordan Stout. Jake Galloway, the point series, having one of his worst days of the season. Anderson and Charbonneau right behind him. We have Pez, Shones, Longwell, Nick Morola, Fitzwater, and Luke Ray's been on a string of terrible races. Looks like it's going to continue. Currently 42nd for the driver of the 2. Coming around to complete the 8th lap, and Wilson is not letting DeLello rest easy right onto the back of the 52, and could be there for a run for the lead if DeLello messes up. Into turn 14 right here, this could be a shot right onto the back of the 52. Now look into the inside, a big run, and Ryan Wilson is by Zachary DeLello, first lead change of the day. Ryan Wilson now leads the Speedco 330, but DeLello's not giving it quite yet. Wilson's going to lead the lap, I think, in the 32. Yes, he will. Clears DeLello at the start-finish line. Some cars looks like have made their way down pit road for an undercut. Couldn't tell. I think Jonathan Buford won them, but the battle for lead was so close, didn't want to cut away from it too soon. Looks like Wilson's able to gap DeLello a little right there. Yeah, so who's come down the pit lane right here, if anyone? I don't know if anyone did. I think Buford may have just lost some time in the 24. Oh, he did. Look, he has left side damage in that 24. He's been involved with someone in some sort of incident. I don't know who. 3 wide behind. Cole Luigi in the middle. Evans with it. Hernandez still is in spots in the 48. What happened to Jonathan Buford to give him that damage? guess we'll have to see when we have time what necessarily happened. But now Noah Clifton's up to 3rd in the double zero. We have Lynn in 4th, Rando in 5th, Jeff Wright currently 6th, Andrew Miller 7th as Rando all over Griffin Lynn for 4th. Miller right behind in 7th. They have Brandon Bill 8th, Chung is 9th, and there's where Buford sits in 10th. I don't know if the damage is going to be too bad for the 24, but definitely lost him some spots because he was up there, you know, battling inside the top 5 before that. As we come back to 4 to go, Ryan Wilson now leads the Speedco 330, but Zach DeLello not letting him get too far away, using that draft well, and maybe, you know, that car could start to come around and he could learn to maybe push just a little bit harder. He has a rabbit in front, he knows how hard to push it down to each corner. So Zach DeLello is there and trying to pressure Ryan Wilson into a mistake, just like Wilson pressured him into a mistake. Oh, he's there. Great run off Canada corner, turn 12, 11 or so. Down to 13 and 14. Wilson with the advantage, DeLello right there with them. Oh, Wilson goes wide like DeLello did last lap. The 52 might get the 32 here, as they're going to be door-to-door for the lead off the final corner up the hill. But Ryan Wilson got the run off the corner. It looks like maybe keep the lead in the 32. And he does, clears DeLello back. Bow for 3rd. Clifton and Lynn. Randall right behind that, Jeff Wright trying to close in. Here's the bow for the lead. DeLello trying to pressure Wilson into turn 1. Wilson just so good in that 32 through the corners. I think DeLello just staying with him because of the draft, but Wilson's been really good through these corners here today. Bow for 3rd still ongoing. Clifton has it. Lynn takes it in the 36. New 3rd place man. Bow for 5th. Rando has it. Here comes Andrew Miller with the run. Jeff Wright under fire. Brandon Beal up and doing the 14. The bow for 3rd still ongoing. Bow for the lead still not done yet. DeLello right on the back of Wilson. Heavy braking zone. Lynn and Clifton still side by side. Rando and Jeff Wright are side by side. The 9 trying to get by the 53. Lynn with great drive should clear. Get 3rd. He does. Rando looks like he maybe cleared Jeff Wright. If not, should get cleared. And he does. Now Miller might lose a spot to Brandon Beal in the 14, but Miller fights back with Laura Chung right behind him. Beal also fighting back in the 14. Rando Bright not done. And that bow for 5th. So it's kind of interesting. No one's pitted yet. Fuel window was supposed to be around 9-10 laps or so. So unless they all decide to pit at the same time, this could be an interesting end to the race for sure. Jeff Wright, like Rando did a few laps ago, wisely going to back out of that side-by-side going into the kink so as not to lose too much ground to the cars behind. Brandon Beal still gained, though, in the 14. Well, Wilson got away just a little bit that time. DeLello couldn't stay with them. So the farther he gets away to, you know, this main straight, the better it will be for him, as Wilson easily hammers the bottom of turn 14, slides it wide. Here we go. So at the completion of the 10th lap, they're coming in now. Will anyone stay out and try for an overcut? So far, no one. And it's going to be Laura Chung to try the overcut. The 66 will stay out and lead. And so far, she's a lonely soul. Looks like Max Aronson will do the same. Jose Mills will do the same. I like that for these drivers that are further back in the field, because they see, oh, we're spinning off the final corner. Evan Hunter's in the gravel. Will a yellow come out? We have Jordan Stout stopping in the 17. The 11 and all these others are kind of stuck in this gravel. No yellow yet. We're staying green for the moment. DeLello trying to leave with Ryan Wilson. Wilson gets out ahead. Yeah, that final corner had some issues. I don't know if it... Yeah, Hunter's still stuck over there. Others made it to pit road. There were some issues happening over there. The track, I think, has stayed green, though. I think the track has stayed green. It has. Oh, look at... A lot of damage to Jeff Wright and Jay Rando. Where did that come from? The 9 and the 53. So at the moment, Laura Chung leads with 3 laps to go. She has not yet made her pit stop. She's trying an overcut, and I think smart move for the drivers that were further back in the field, like, you know, like Jose Mills, Kukulon, Jericho, Hamill, and Richardson and Reed, because they were so far back. They're going to be in such big congestion on pit road. Really, really helps you just, you know, stay out, and you'll probably gain some spots off that, especially considering, you know, it looked like there was a lot that happened there as they were coming into pit road. But as you can see, the 11, the 1 still there. So there are obviously 2 of the ones stuck in the gravel down there. So we'll expect Laura Chung to pit with 2 laps to go here in the 66. Ryan Wilson has gotten away to a nice lead. He came out kind of in the middle of all these guys, but the big thing for him, DeLello came out behind a few guys. Wilson came out in clean air. Big difference right there for the 32 compared to the 52. Wilson should have a nice gap over the cars behind. We expect Chung to come in right here, and here she comes. So Laura Chung will surrender the lead to come into pit road. Does anyone try and push it any further? I don't think they have the possibility of doing that, as everyone is coming in now. Yeah, but for some of these drivers, as mentioned, they should gain back. They should gain spots in all this. As Ryan Wilson stays out, he should inherit the lead off Laura Chung. It's the 66 still crawling down. Did get to lead that lap, but here comes Wilson up the hill at full speed and has a monstrous gap over the cars behind. Yeah, there's DeLello all the way back there. Laura Chung gets to leave in the 66. And she should come out pretty far forward. I mean, there's Lin. He was 3rd. So Laura Chung's probably going to come outside the top 5 here. Great recovery for Laura Chung. Yeah, so she does gain a few spots. There she is, 4th place. Brandon Beal should cycle out to 5th. Clifton in 6th. Andrew Miller 7th. Conrad Evans 8th. Briley Spurgeon 9th. And Cole Luigi 10th. Val for 11th. Anthony Hernandez and Max Anderson. There's Jose Mills just outside. Eli Bright with Malachi Rodriguez. Bippy Ruiz. Kukulon. There's Jericho. Burrow and Hamill. We have John Beeford side by side with Samet Oskin. There's Keegan Thompson, Riley Sampson, Anderson Ray, Keyshawn Richardson. TJ Henley's fallen. Jake Gowie's gained some. Yepez is there. Rossi is there. And we have Farrah Longwell, Bronson Minnick, Jordan Stout, and Levi Shones. Luke Rainey, Anson and Sharpwan, Zach Fitzgerald Sr. Those are the cars left running on the racetrack. Ross McMarola has a lot of damage in the 10 as well. So Ryan Wilson coming around to the white flag has a good-sized gap over Zachary DeLello in 2nd place. They've been the only 2 to lead laps without the help of pit cycles. And assuming nothing happens to the 32, Ryan Wilson will walk away to victory here in the Speedco 330 at Road America. So coming around to the white flag for Ryan Wilson. So you can see the carnage on pit road. We'll obviously have to see what happened to Buford, what happened to Hunter and Zidell off the final car, what happened to Jeff Wright, what happened to Ross McMarola as well, because looks like there's a lot to unfold here. As Ryan Wilson coming off of turn number 14 is going to see the white flag. 4 miles to go for Ryan Wilson. DeLello a distant 2nd place starter. Griffin Lynn 3rd, Chung 4th. The battle was on for 5th. Exhibit on for 4th as well, because Chung messed up turn 14, so it's going to be 3 cars, 4th, 5th, 6th. Chung has 4th. Beal wants it. Clifton trying to get 5th from Brandon Beal as well. Andrew Miller right there in 7th. Evans in 8th. Spurgeon 9th. Hernandez now to 10th. The white flag is out. There's the battle for 5th. Clifton to the inside of Beal into turn 1. And top 5. If I want to say they finished inside the top 5 in one of these races, there goes Clifton. He's by Beal into turn 3. So Clifton to P5. Can he run down Chung for 4th possibly? Brandon Beal back to 6th. The front 3 are in zip codes of their own. Ryan Wilson last time by had 4 seconds back to Zachary DeLello on cruise control. He could lose a 2nd every mile and still come home on top in this race. No real battles anywhere further back. That's close to the front. There you see a battle for about 16th or so with Marshall Burrow, Malachi Rodriguez going at Chris Jericho, going at Derek Hamill a little bit further back. Hamill moves in front of the 18. Back up to the front. All Ryan Wilson on the last lap. No one near him, all by himself. His pit stops are going to go his way here today. Kink for the final time. Canada corner for the final time in a few seconds. There's DeLello distantly back. Wilson has no reason to look in the mirror. Only out that windshield to focus on braking points. Canada corner. And here they are. Final 2 corners for Ryan Wilson in the Speedco 330. He and DeLello traded blows back and forth here today at Road America, with Wilson coming out on top late, and he got the better pit stop of the 2. Climbing the hill for the final time today. Checkered flag is in the air for Ryan Wilson. He will dominate at Road America and win the Speedco 330. DeLello's 2nd place starter and leader of maybe the most laps today will get 2nd. Griffin a gutsy drive back up to 3rd place. Fourth will be Chung. Fifth for Clifton. Beal barely gets sixth as Miller right behind him in seventh. Evans eighth. Sprotube ninth. Hernandez will complete the top 10 in the 48. A great race for Ryan Wilson in the 32 as he claims victory at Road America. We have to go see what happened to a few drivers like Jonathan Buford. Then we'll go see what happened to Hunter and Zidell. And then obviously what happened to the 53, the 9, the 10. So here's what happened to Jonathan Buford running all by himself in third place. You see he just made a great pass on Rando and Clifton. Got to third place and through the carousel almost throws his whole race away. He's lucky this was not race ending. He dips wheels off, gets in the grass and into the gravel. He's out of control. He's going to head for the tire barriers automatically in that 24. Nowhere to go but into them. Luckily, he keeps that car within him to just barely scrape them right there. So the 24 makes slight contact. He did lose all that ground. Obviously, had to pit and repair the damage, and that's why his pit stop went slower. But for Jonathan Buford, that could have been a whole lot worse than the 24. That could have been race ender for Buford here in Road America. Yeah, you know, I'm wondering if that's what happened to the 10 as well, right? Because we saw the 10 with a lot of damage. It looked like it was on the driver's side as well where most of that damage was. So it possibly could have been the same incident, but just a lot worse. You can see him and Luigi kind of going at it into the kink, and Buford able to keep that spot, maintain the top 10. Now goes what happened to the 1 and the 11 off the final corners. It looks like they were maybe going to enter pit road. This is definitely an interesting incident. Evan Hunter, the 11, the 1 of Zidell up behind him. Keyshawn Richardson in front of them. Entering turn 14, Richardson goes wide. Hunter has a shot on, but Zidell kind of comes in there and wipes the 11 out. Spinning Hunter around. Zidell also goes around. See, cars are slowing, trying to miss. They're still slowing back here. Everyone kind of slammed on the brakes right there, not knowing where the 1 and the 11 were going to go, but they got beached in the gravel, so everyone will continue on in front, even though some got slower and obviously kind of ruined any chance they have gaining track position on pit road. Now let's go see what happened to Jeff Bright and Jay Rando. In fact, we can see what happened right now, actually. It's the 9 and the 53, so Jeff Bright in after Jay Rando. The 53, oh, TJ Hanley hit him into Jeff Bright. Man. Oh, yeah. That would cause a lot of damage for sure. The 53 up underneath the 9. And that's what took Jeff Bright and Jay Rando both out of contention for this race. But now, Ross McMurrow, we have to go see what happened in the 10 car, because he's leaving pit road here perfectly clean. As mentioned, just like what happened with Jonathan Buford, but it ended up a whole lot worse for Ross McMurrow through the carousel, dips tires off, but he's carrying a lot more speed going into this tire pack, and he's getting impacted really hard and sends that 10 car out of the running for the Speedco 330. He's already towards the back anyway, but this definitely just made it a lot worse for the 10 McMurrow. Well, in the end, Ryan Wilson claims victory as he was out in front at the right time here at Road America. Let's go check out the finishing results in the point standings. Here's how they finished in the Speedco 330 at Road America. No caution flags here today, but definitely was not incident-free, and 3 lead changes among 3 different drivers. They were Ryan Wilson, Zachary DeLello, and Laura Chung. The first 2 leading a majority of the laps. They led 12 laps combined with Wilson on top for 5 laps. DeLello leading the most laps of 7 today. Wilson on top over DeLello, 1-2 for them. Griffin Lynn, a good run back through the field. He started 4th in this race, but definitely had to fight for it because he fell back and then moved back up to 3rd. At the end, Laura Chung, great pit strategy to get her to 4th place, and Noah Clifton completes the top 5 in the 0-0. Then Brandon Beal gets 6th, Andrew Miller 7th, Conrad Evans in 8th, 9th place for Riley Sprotube, and Anthony Nez from pole gets the top 10. Mentioned before the race how, track position did mean something here at Road America, but didn't mean everything. Case in point, DeLello started 2nd in this race, did lead a lot of laps, and finished 2nd, could have won the race, but Ryan Wilson also started 10th, lower half of the top 10. In fact, the last car inside the top 10 to start, but won the race. Just shows that you definitely could move through the field here at Road America. It's not all about starting inside the top 2 rows. Just outside the top 10, Jose Mills, Eli Bright, Cole Luigi, Max Anderson, Baby Ruiz, Kukulon, Hamill, Rodriguez, Osgan, Burrow. They're the top 20. We look down here and some names down here like Jonathan Buford, who had a really good car in the 24, but unfortunately, walled it through the carousel, had to fix the damage in that 24, falls to 24th because of it. TJ Henley was running well, but falls to 26th. Jake Galloway, not the best day for the 19, but if you can believe it, he's still able to keep a massive points lead because, Jay Randall was 2nd in points coming in, but ended up with damage in the 53 out as we had 39 cars finish on the lead lap. Zidell and Hunter, the last of them, and cars that were technically out of the race. Jay Randall, Jeff Bright, and Ross McMurrow, as they never saw the racetrack after their incidents. Let's now go see the points after 18 races in the season. Here are the point standings from Road America. It's all Jake Galloway still. He's on top. by 123 points over Derek Hamilton, new second place man. Griffin Lynn now up to third, Rando all the way down to fourth, and Ryan Wilson is now in fifth. Delelo, the good day, moves him up to sixth. Hanley down to seventh. Beal is now eighth. Reed is ninth, and Max Anderson, the final spot inside the top 10. He has it by 7 points over Marshall Burrow, 18 over Jordan Stout, 21 over Fitzwater, and then 31 over Shones, and on down. It gets a little bit more spread out, but right now the two wild cards, Fitzwater in 13th, and Luke Rennie still clinging on, but he's going to have to try and cling on to the top 20 position in points. He's had a dismal last few races in that number 2, and last season's champion could find himself outside of the chase picture if things do not lighten up for the 2 car. I mean, think about Pensacola involved in the big crash, Daytona involved in that big crash, and now here today. Didn't start well and didn't run well in that 2 car. It's just not been the stretch of season for Luke Rainey, and definitely needs to hope that those winners stay inside the top 10 in points and that he could try and hold on to the second wildcard spot and stay inside the top 20 in points. Some other winners, though, down here trying to get their way in, like Keegan Thompson in 21st. Coleridge is coming back up in 27th and not too far off of the top 20. Laura Chung can move up. Conrad Evans can move up. Kukelan and Buford. Also watch for Ferret Longwell. You never count out these drivers down here. They could still have a shot because the points are still very, very close. I mean, look at under the next column, all the single-digit numbers. That just shows how close these points are just outside that top 20. So one race, someone who's down 34th could be up inside that top 20. That's just how close it is. So you can never count any of these winners out down here, and especially if some people start winning and maybe win 2 of these last 4 races before the chase, they could definitely be in it to get into that chase spot via wildcard. So it's been a crazy stretch of races, and I'm sure this next one going to be just as crazy because we go racing for the longest of the season, the Pepsi 600 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'll see you guys then.